Hello everyone, and my glasses are crooked because I have one ear is shorter than the other. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabor Talk. I'm your host, Michael Tabor. It's going to rain. It's October 16th, it's Wednesday. And by the way, about me, personal life, tomorrow I have my stem cell treatment. That'll be actually, I was thinking it's my 5th stem cell treatment. I'm also seeing a naturopath in the city, and so it's a 4-hour drive each way with traffic, factoring traffic, Midtown Manhattan, and okay, nobody wants to hear that. It's boring, I guess. So anyway, I'll be doing some more Trump videos. A lot of controversy. When I post a Trump video, I get a lot of stuff from both sides, right? I mean, I just find it amazing that there are still people who are supporting him. I just finished watching a YouTube video with, remember, the Mooch? Anthony Scaramucci? Is that how you pronounce his name? Yeah, the Mooch, right? Anthony Scaramucci says President Trump bullied his wife. And by the way, Trump is not, like he always says that you're fired. No, Trump is a coward. He doesn't like personal confrontation. He'll never fire you. He'll do it on a show, but in person, he's a coward. There's not a single redeeming thing about Trump. Scaramucci, he didn't fire me. He had someone else fire me. He doesn't like personal confrontation. He's a repulsive person, but I'll save that. Right now, I want to talk about a little bit about this book, Tao. People have never heard of Jennifer Michael Hecht. Pretty young woman. I mean, this was written, I guess, 2000. Let me just look at the copyright. I hate to waste time here while I'm doing this, and not that it really matters, but let's go back. I can't find the copyright. I think it was 2008. Doesn't matter. I don't want to waste time here. Okay, so I have conversations with my wife. My wife is a believer in God. She was raised a Catholic, as was I, right? I am now no longer Catholic or Christian even. I'm a universalist. I embrace all theologies. But I have my doubts. Is there a God? I've done several videos on this. I believe there is, but of course, I'm not 100%. Nobody is. Nobody really knows. All right? Jennifer Michael Hecht is an atheist. I know a little bit about her. And she's a brilliant writer. I mean, listen, the evidence is stronger toward the fact that there really is nothing, right? And this is what she talks about, the reality. Like, the universe is indifferent, right? We have people have ideas and thoughts and hopes and all this. The universe doesn't give a fuck, right? There is no God. So I want to get right into this. It's called the Great Schism. She says the great believers and the great doubters seem like opposites, but they are more similar to each other than to the mass of relatively disinterested or acquiescent men and women. Now, this is profound stuff. Okay, I talk to my wife all the time, and I'm dealing with a serious chronic illness, and I'm like, I get frustrated. I'm like, there's no fucking God. Like, I am suffering like this. Just look at the world. Go on the internet. How many people who are born with children who are born with no limbs? Look at ALS. Look at all these horrible diseases, natural disasters. 9 million children die every year before they reach the age of 5. Die in terror and agony. It just doesn't seem like there's anything going on. Or if there is, there's no intervention whatsoever. But anyway, so she talks about two divergent realities, okay? And this is what I talk about with Madeline all the time. I go, we have this sort of narrative that where we want justice. We think that somehow, even though on one level we go, no, the universe is indifferent, shit happens, it doesn't, whatever. But we have this feeling, we want this certain narrative that things happen for a reason. But do they? Okay, so she says, human beings, right? On one side, it's us. Unless so long as we are not contradicted by death and disaster. I love how she writes, okay? And that is a world of reason and plans, love and purpose. I love that, human beings. Reason, plans, love, and purpose. On the other side, there is a world beyond our human life and an equally real world, right? The universe is real. The universe, the wind, it's real. It's as real as we are. However, there's no sign of caring. The wind's blowing. Doesn't seem like it cares, right? Trees, wind. Well, maybe the trees are living, but let's just take a look at the solid world outside of human life, okay? So there's no sign of caring or value, planning or judgment, love or joy. We live in a meaning rupture because we are human and the universe is not. Now I'm going to go on the next sentence and then I'll stop and I'll talk for about a minute. Great doubters, like great believers, have been people occupied with this problem, trying to figure out whether the universe actually has a hidden version of humanness, essentially like God or something, right? Or whether humanness is the error and people would be better off weaning themselves from their sense of, here it is, their sense of narrative, justice, and love, thereby solving the schism by becoming more like the universe in which they are stuck. Okay? So I have these conversations with religious people, theologians, Christian apologists, and they say, oh, there's a God and things happen for a reason. There are even people who believe in intercessory prayer, like God helps some people, which is fucking ridiculous. You're just a dumb person. I don't even want to have a conversation with you. I just walk away from that, right? Intercession, it's so stupid. But anyway, when I get frustrated, I get into this rant, this sort of nihilism. And it is true. Okay, you know what? I forgot. What I really wanted to talk about is ultimately nothing means a damn thing. Like, really. Like, nothing means nothing. Like, let's just say today, in this environment, this political climate, Trump, everyone's crazed and all this, and we're worried about the election. If you pull back far enough, even this doesn't mean a fucking thing, right? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Even just people, like how long have we had civilization, right? 5,000, 6,000 years. Homo sapiens, not a long time. Human beings, right? Modern man, 300,000 years. Go back, human beings, 3, 4, 5 million, like apes, right? Homo erectus. That's nothing. That's nothing. 65 million years ago, dinosaurs, whatever it was, 63 million, right? The dinosaurs roamed the earth. Even keep going back before that. We came from little kind of rodent-like figures, like hundreds of millions of years ago, and even before that, single-celled organisms before we were multicellular. Okay, so you get the point. And then even planet Earth is meaningless. Life on Earth, it doesn't mean we're just this little dot, right? A dot revolving around the sun, which is just an average star. A star, one of 100 billion stars in our Milky Way galaxy, which is nothing. There are 100 billion galaxies, in the center of which may lead to an infinite number of universes. So, and time. Let me talk about time. The Earth is about 4 billion years old. The universe is about 14 billion. Like this vast space and time, it just seems everything is fucking meaningless. It really is. Even the life on this earth, it's fucking meaningless. Okay, let me just read this by Jennifer. It's just awesome, So if she's basically saying this here. Cosmology can be stunning in this context. It is meaningful to, she gives you some examples of how we care about things, all right? It is meaningful to get your wedding on time, to do well in the marathon for which you have been training, to not spill coffee on your shirt, on your favorite shirt. But if we take a few steps back from the planet Earth and from our tiny moment in history, It's true. Our tiny moment in history. We see a very different picture. Earth is a ball of water and dirt, swarming with creatures living and dying, passing in and out of passing in and out of existence, shifting around the continents. Let me read that again. Earth is a ball of water and dirt, swarming with creatures living and dying, passing in and out of existence, shifting around the continents. A few steps further back, we see planets coming into being, stars being born and dying, galaxies swarming in clusters across billions of years. The Earth blips into existence, life appears in swarms, and the Earth blips out of existence. From this perspective, the importance of a favorite shirt, a finish in the next marathon, and even whether you show up at your wedding, all this begins to seem inconsequential. I listened to a podcast a few months ago, The Very Bad Wizards. Love that podcast. They did an episode on Ecclesiastes. If you have not read Ecclesiastes, whoa. And essentially, nothing means a fucking thing. You know, Woody Allen, I'm going to close with a Woody Allen quote, who's a nihilist, an existentialist, you know, old Woody, atheist, renowned, notorious atheist. And he says, you know, I'm not going to do Woody's voice, but it's like, what does this all mean? You know, like he was like 80 at the time after his last film or something. It's like, I'm going to be dead. I'm going to be dead someday, and my wife, my children, grandchildren, everyone I know. There's politics. Trump's going to be dead. Trump's children, Barron, we're all going to be dead. Everyone who's alive today, 7 billion people, all gone. 100 years. So he goes, in 100 years, boy, the wind is really going. In 100 years, we're all going to be dead. And then Woody goes, all this politics and this and that and Syria. And it's almost like there's a button that's pushed. And then down the toilet. All the 7 billion people living today, gone. Then another 100 years, another set of people. They're all like, this and that, politics and AI and whatever's the talk of the town or whatever's going on in the world. And then they get old and die, and then they get tired, and then other buttons push, gone. Eventually, when the sun burns out and everything dies, because everything will die, the universe dies eventually, it'll be as if we never even existed. Nothing means a fucking thing. On that level, it's really depressing, but it's the absolute truth. Okay, on that note, I'll try to be optimistic. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Tabor Talk.